Hi and welcome to my channel. I'm Kim and today we're going to learn how to form adverbs out of adjectives. This video is based on one of my older videos called Derivations, where I have already given an overview about different derivational suffixes. One of them was the suffix sti, which is used for adverbs. So today we will go more into details and learn how to form adverbs out of adjectives. This video is split into 5 parts. First we're going to start with a very short introduction, then we're going to learn how to form the adverbs. In this chapter we have to go through 11 important words. Later on we will also take a quick look at the exceptions, followed by chapter 4, where we are going to learn how to form sentences including adverbs. And at the very end of this video we will as always solve some exercises together. So let's start. The first question is, what is an adverb? An adverb describes a verb and it tells us how or in what way something is being done. In Finnish, adverbs most of the time do end with the suffix t, which is getting attached to the stem of a verb. On first sight, it might look like that in order to receive an adverb, we just have to add the suffix t to an adjective. However, that's not always how it works, which is why we need to learn the 11 rules. Also good to know, the Finnish suffix t does correspond to the English li. Now, to better understand the difference between an adjective and an adverb, let's take a look at 2 examples. Mia on kaunis means Mia is beautiful. Kaunis here is an adjective. It's describing how something is. And the second example is Mia laulaa kauniisti means Mia sings beautifully. Here, kauniisti is our adverb because it's describing the verb laulaa, which means to sing. How is Mia singing? She's singing beautifully. So beautifully is our adverb. Now let's move on to chapter 2, how to form the adverbs. We start with rule number 1. If we have an adjective which is ending in the letters O, Ö, U or Y, then we just have to add sti to it. Here is one example. Ujo means shy. In order to form an adverb, we only have to do one step. We add the suffix sti to ujo, and we have ujo plus sti, and we receive the adverb ujosti, which means shyly. Now, sometimes these adjectives can be also affected by the consonant gradation. Let's take a look at one example. Helppo. Helppo means easy. Now, when we want to form an adverb out of it, we just have to add sti to helppo. Now, what's important to know here? At the very moment when we add sti to helppo, at the same time we are going through a consonant gradation. That means the double P changes to 1P, which is why we receive the adverb helposti with 1P. Helposti, by the way, means easily. Let's do 2 more examples. Paksu means thick. In order to receive the adverb, we just have to add sti to paksu. So that means we get paksu plus sti is paksusti, which means thickly. And one example with the ending y, tyly, means harsh. Here we add sti to tyly and we get tylysti. Tylysti, which means harshly. That's it with rule number 1. We move on to rule number 2. Also, when we have new adjectives ending in I, we just have to add sti. Here's one example. Spontani means spontaneous. After adding sti, we receive the adverb spontanisti, which means spontaneously. We carry on, rule number 3. When we have an old adjective which is also ending in the vowel I, then we have to replace the final I by the letter E, and then we add sti to it. Here is one example, suuri, which means great or large. In the first step, we replace the final I by the letter E, so that means suuri changes to suure. In step number 2, we add sti to suure, and we get suure plus sti is suuresti, which is our adverb meaning largely or greatly. Rule number 4, adjectives ending in nen. Here we have to replace nen by se, and then we add sti. Here is one example, hiljainen, which means quiet or silent. In the first step, we replace nen by se, so that means hiljainen changes to hiljaise. Then in the second step, we add sti to hiljaise, so that means we have hiljaise plus sti, and we receive the adverb hiljaisesti, which means quietly or silently. We move on to rule number 5, adjectives ending in E. Here we just have to add st. Let's take a look at one example. Terve means healthy. In our one and only step, we just have to add st to terve. So that means we get terve plus st and we receive the adverb terveesti, which means healthy. We move on. Rule number 6. Adjectives ending in "-es". Here we have to replace "-es" by a double I and then we add "sti". Here's one example, kaunis, meaning beautiful. In the first step, we replace "-es" by a double I, so that means kaunis changes to kauni. And in the second step, then we add "sti" to kauni and we receive the adverb kauniisti, meaning beautifully. Now, rule number 7. Adjectives ending either in a or a, depending on the vowel harmony. Here we also have to just add sti. Here is one example, varma, meaning sure or certain. In our only step, we have to add sti to varma. Then we have varma plus sti and we receive the adverb varmasti, meaning surely or certainly. Also, these adjectives can be affected by the consonant gradation. For example, tarkka, which means exact or precise. Note that at the very moment when we add the suffix "ti" to tarkka, then it immediately goes through a consonant gradation, which is why the double K changes to 1K when we receive the adverb tarkasti, which means precisely or exactly. We carry on with rule number 8. Adjectives ending in as or s. Here we have to replace as or s by a double a or a double a, and then we add, as always, the suffix "ti". Here is one example, visas. In the first step, we replace as by a double a, so that means visas changes to visa with a double a, and in the second step we add sti to it, so that means we have visa plus sti and we receive the adverb visasti, meaning wisely. Also here some adjectives can be affected by the consonant gradation. For example, hidas, meaning slow. Here we have the reverse consonant gradation, so that means D changes to T. In the first step, we replace as by a double A. Notice also here the KPT change. So hidas changes to hita. In the second step, we add sti to hita and we receive the adverb hitasti. Hitasti, meaning slowly. Alright, next one, rule number 9. Adjectives ending in kas or kes. Due to the consonant gradation here, we have a change from K to double K. Then we replace either as or as by a double A or a double A, depending on the vowel harmony. And then we add the suffix T. Here is one example, voimakas, meaning powerful or intense. Also here we have a reverse consonant gradation, so K changes to double K. In the first step, we replace as by a double A. Notice here the KPT change. So that means voimakas changes to voimaka. Then in the second step, we add sti to voimaka and we receive the adverb voimakasti, which means powerfully or forcefully. Alright, we carry on to rule number 10, adjectives ending in ton or tön. Here we have to replace ton or tön by tomme or tömme. And then we add the suffix ti. Here is one example. Äänetön means soundless. In the first step, we have to replace tön by tömme. So that means äänetön changes to äänetömme. Then in the second step, we add sti to äänetömme and we receive the adverb äänetömmesti, meaning silently or soundlessly. Alright, now let's move on to rule number 11. Adjectives ending in not or nyt. Here we just have to replace not or nyt by ne with a double e and then we add sti to it. Here's one example. Onnistunut means successful. In the first step we have to replace not by ne, so that means onnistunut changes to onnistune, and in the second step we add sti to onnistune and we receive the adverb onnistuneesti, meaning successfully. Alright, now we move on to our third chapter, learning about the exceptions. Hyvä means good, and when we want to form the adverb out of it, it's hyvin. Oikea, which means right or correct, changes to oikein, meaning correctly. And väärä means wrong, and when we want to change it into an adverb, then it's väärin. Väärin, which means wrongly. Now we move on to chapter 4. Here we are going to learn how to use adverbs in a sentence. Here's our first one. Me opiskelemme ahkerasti means we're studying diligently. So me opiskelemme is the first person plural present tense of the verb opiskella, which means to study. And ahkerasti is here our adverb meaning diligently. It's based on the adjective ahkera, which means diligent. So let's repeat. Me opiskelemme ahkerasti. We're studying diligently. Next one. Voisitko puhua hitaasti means could you speak slowly please? Voisitko means could you? Voisitko is a combination of the second person singular conditional of voida, which means can, and ko is the question marker. Puhua means to speak, and hitaasti is our adverb meaning slowly, which is based on the adjective hidas. So let's repeat. Voisitko puhua hitaasti? Could you speak slowly, please? Next one. En puhu vielä sujuvasti norjaa means I yet don't speak Norwegian fluently. En puhu is the negative first person singular present tense of puhua. So en puhu means I don't speak. Vielä here means yet. Sujuvasti here is our adverb meaning fluently. It's based on the adjective sujuva, and norja here means Norwegian, standing in the partitive case because it's a negative sentence. Let's repeat. En puhu vielä sujuvasti norjaa. I yet don't speak Norwegian fluently. Next one. Vivian lukee kirjan nopeasti means Vivian reads the book quickly. So lukee is the third person singular present tense of the verb lukea, which means to read. Kirjan is standing here in its genitive or accusative case because we're talking about a specific book. And nopeasti here is our adverb meaning quickly. It's based on the adjective nopea. Let's repeat. Vivian lukee kirjan nopeasti. Vivian reads the book quickly. Next one. Matti laulaa kauniisti means Matti sings beautifully. Laulaa is the third person singular present tense of the verb laulaa, which means to sing, and our adverb here is kauniisti, which means beautifully. It's based on the adjective kaunis. Let's repeat. Matti laulaa kauniisti. Matti sings beautifully. Next one, and here we have an interesting difference. Matti laulaa hyvin means Matti sings well. Remember, hyvin is our adverb, which means well. It's based on the adjective hyvä, which means good. We covered this topic in our chapter exceptions. Let's repeat. Matti laulaa hyvin. Matti sings well. One more. Aki puhuu hyvin saksaa. Aki is speaking well German. So puhu is here the third person singular present tense of the verb puhua, which means to speak. Hyvin is here our adverb meaning well, and saksa here means German, standing in the partitive case because puhua requires the partitive case. Let's repeat. Aki puhuu hyvin saksaa. Aki speaks German well. Alright, now we move on to our last chapter for today, the exercises plus solutions. Here we have adjectives, and the task is to make adverbs out of them. For each one we have 5 seconds time. So let's go. Iso means big. The adverb is... That's right, it's isosti. Isosti. Next one, hauska, meaning nice, pleasant, or fun. The adverb is... Very good, it's hauskasti. Hauskasti. Next one is hanakka. The adverb is... That's right, it's hanakasti. Next one, globaali, meaning global. The adverb is very good. It's globaalisti. Next one, tavallinen, meaning ordinary or usual. The adverb is very good. It's tavallisesti. Next one is maailmanlaajuinen, meaning worldwide or global. The adverb is, yes, very good. It's maailmanlaajuisesti. It's a long word, but here we only have to focus on the ending nen, where we replace it by se and add the sti ending to it. Next one, kaunis, means beautiful. The adverb is excellent. It's kauniisti. Kauniisti. Very good. Next one, puhdas, meaning clean or pure. The adverb is very nice. It's puhtaasti. Next one, itsekäs, meaning selfish. The adverb is, that's right, it's itsekkäästi. Next one, tahaton, meaning unintended or unintentional. The adverb is excellent, it's tahattomasti. Next one, sopiva, meaning suitable. The adverb is very nice, it's sopivasti. Sopivasti. And our last one is onnistunut, means successful. The adverb is, that's right, it's onnistuneesti. Very nice. So yeah, that's it for today. I hope you liked this video. If you want to learn more Finnish, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day and see you next time.